3. But
first leg is Alex to throw first.
he's still there or thereabouts. Who's to say that he's played in his last one? Alex Roy to throw first has the advantage.
47.
Disappointing start for him. Winner of this one goes through to play a certain Mr. Taylor. So yeah, some reward.
58.
Well, it'd be interesting to see how Phil Taylor plays this weekend. As we all know, because we see it so often on TV, he's been very indifferent.
45.
He's thrown some brilliant games, but he's thrown some pretty mediocre darts, and that's why he's been beaten so many times. But again, I was speaking to him. I go in the players' room in between my comms and speak to a lot of the players, and Phil said he's enjoying practicing again. And that's what you've got to do. You've got to enjoy the practice. If you don't enjoy the practicing, it becomes a chore, and then that breeds onto your tournament game. So we'll see who he's playing and what he plays like tomorrow.
Yeah, Phil has been here practicing at the venue. Something he likes to do just to get acclimatised.
96.
And probably just to let everybody know that he's here. He's not one of those ones he's taken off. I'll be the man to beat this weekend, just don't you wait. I'll probably have a little word with Jamie Lewis at some point today.
He probably already has with both of them. Yeah, with Phil, if he was practicing and practicing really well, he would stay and practice, so everybody can see Phil Taylor's on form. If he thinks
100.
If he thinks he ain't doing too, he'll have a little bit of a rest, not only to get away from the dartboard so you don't breed bad habits, but also not to let people see he's not playing well. I mean, that sort of gamesmanship or intelligence as a dart player is bred in Phil Taylor.
Yeah, the Phil Taylor propaganda machine in full force as Jamie Lewis
137.
sets that up quite nicely. He'll be back for a potential, well, it could be a 16 dart. I don't think he's going to go for the ball.
140. Jamie, you require 50.
Snuck in the 18 and now double 16 he wants. Well, that's missed by a long way. You can see on Jamie Lewis's face.
34.
He's a little bit puzzled, and Alex Roy's got a chance here. Well, he's found the treble he needed. Oh, look at that from Alex Roy. 91 steals that leg away. Holds his throat.
There is a good open debate on the early 90s,
100.
whether you go for the 25 bullseye or you go for the treble. And as Alex Roy did there, you know, he feels confident that with one of those first two darts, he's going to hit a treble. So he's going to have a dart at the double and not the bullseye. If you don't hit the treble, you'd probably could walk back and think, yeah, I should have gone the bullseye route. But no, it's that little thing about being confident in your own ability and what you can do.
$140.
And certainly Alex Roy is one of those confident players. You know, if he starts to play well, you can see his chest fill out, his old shoulders will get wider. The walk is a little bit of a swagger.
96.
Yeah, this is his second Euro Tour this year. He did qualify for Berlin, but went out in round 1 to Paul Nicholson. Jamie Lewis has been continuing his steady progression as a professional darts player. Managed to make the final of the UK Open qualifier in February. Ended up losing 6-1 to Brendan Dolan. No shame in that. The man's been on fire these last few months.
44. Jamie, you require 121.
Well, we said earlier, Brendan Dolan for me was the best player in the World Cup. Never lost a singles match. I was looking for that 51 to leave the bullseye. So Alex Roy's coming back
57.
for the Shanghai on the 20s, and you've got to fancy that he will have a dart at double top.
And he is getting a dart at double top.
100.
Just shy of its target, and Jamie Lewis has got a chance here to get his first leg on the board, hold of throat. Well, he's only going to get one dart at a double. And it's a double 16. And it's textbook stuff from Jamie Lewis.
Third leg is Alex to throw first. Game on.
Oh, both players having to take out checkouts to hold on to their throw.
100.
Yeah, Jamie qualified for this one, beating Scott Hudson and Adam Hunt. He's the only Welshman in this top half of the draw. Bottom half of the draw, I should say, sorry. You've got Mark Webster
60.
in the other half. Barry Bates was in there, of course, but he was the first man to exit the Austrian Darts Open. He was beaten 6-4 by Ben Ward earlier.
100.
You mentioned the World Cup. I think Jamie maybe has his eye on a place in that Welsh team at some point.
140.
Mark Webster and Richie Burnett, the incumbents at the moment.
Well, Mark Webster actually alluded when he got interviewed that
60.
he thinks that this man, Jamie Lewis, will be one of the representatives next year.
Yeah, Webby's been clinging on to his place in the top 32. That run at the World Championships was a massive run for him. Kind of came out of the blue.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how Webby plays because, you know, everybody who watches TV
140.
could see that he's got a little bit of a problem when he brings, you know, the backlift as we call it. He's having a little bit of a stutter, so he's using his shoulder to throw the dart more than he should do, but needs to get that consistency, that fluency in his
Alex
throw.
Require 101.
Yeah, he's on the way later on against Ronnie Baxter in one of the ties of the first round here. But Alex Roy,
89.
well, he wants a
Jamie Require 100.
double 12 for a 101 checkout to hold his throw. Can Jamie Lewis show him how it's done? Beautiful dart. Double 16 he wants. He took it out in the last leg.
69.
Just a fraction outside. Tricky double 3.
9 scored.
Yes,
Jamie Require
you can
32.
see Alex very annoyed with himself there. 4 darts at a double to break, well, sorry, to hold on to the throw. Now Jamie Lewis, double 16 for a
Game
break
shot, third
of
leg,
throw.
Jamie Lewis. Fourth leg is Jamie to throw first. Game on.
And Alex has got to get that out of his head. You can see what it means to Alex. He's angry with himself, talking to himself. You know, it's all very well talking to yourself back there, but as soon as, you know, you've got to big deep breath and you've got to calm yourself because that anger
55.
is a different anger to attacking the dartboard. That anger is a tightness of the arm, and
Yeah, there's aggression and then there's just
47.
frustration. And both players have had darts to win all 3 of these legs so far. Both of them will be sat there thinking, oh, I could be 3-0 up here. Equally, they could be 3-0 down. At the moment, Jamie Lewis has the advantage. And importantly, he's got a break.
well, Alex has thrown at the double 40 for 2 legs, so yeah, it could be Alex that he will probably think he should be 3-0 up. But finds himself 2-1 down, and then we have the percentage, and that's why Alex is losing 17% on the doubles.
140.
Jamie will be more than happy with that. 2 out of 5.
58.
The Challenge Tour event last month, Alex Roy edged out Mark Lawrence 5-4. Made a semi-final on the Challenge Tour at the start of this month as well. So he's in a bit of form.
Yeah, he said to me at one of the challenge tours, he feels
93.
that he shouldn't be there. You know, he said, I've been on the pro circuit for so long, I think this is degrading. I said, no, Alex, what you do, you take this as getting your form back.
134.
That's where people
Jamie
can
Require
level
153.
out and then move back into the pro tour.
Well, the winning habit, it's one that you can lose quite quickly, but it's once you get into it, anything is possible. Just ask Michael Van
17.
Gerwen, oft quoted in the fact that he said that the youth tour and winning tournaments there is what helped catapult him onto the success that he's had on the
81.
senior
Jamie
tour.
Require 75.
World #1 world champion, winning everything.
Well, Lewis wants double top for a 3-1 lead.
55.
They just
Alex
pulled it low.
requires
This is a big
136.
ask for Alex Roy. And that's a long way off. And certainly Alex Roy's
58.
game has
Jamie
changed
requires
from the
20.
first 2 or 3 legs scoring-wise. He was doing really well. Now he's just gone off the boil. That frustration is probably setting in.
Has to come up for double 5. He's not happy about it, you can see. He'll be happy with that though.
Fourth leg, Jamie Lewis. Fifth leg is Alex to throw first. Team on.
Oh, you could see Alex's face behind Jamie Lewis's, or just over Jamie Lewis's shoulder, saying rubbish to himself.
180.
That's better darts from Alex Roy. Needs to dig deep. Needs to find that extra gear.
$97.
Well, 4 perfect darts to start the leg from Alex Roy. We have come within a whisker of a perfect 9 dart leg. Astonishing, the first leg of the Vincent van der Voort Christian Kiss game. Vincent missing double 12
100.
just outside.
We haven't had one for a while, have we?
We're due one. We're due one.
Well, we've got to be.
134.
I think the players in today's games are always
58.
going to be a little bit
Alex
edgy, because
requires 58.
it's an actual fact a qualifier. As Alex, what is that, 2? Does that leave double top? Yes, it
48.
does. Not the textbook way of going for 88.
Exhibition stuff.
Yeah, these are, as much as, you know, they are qualifiers to go forward and meet the professionals, so the top seeds.
140.
So, you know, people are a
Alex
little bit more
requires
edgy than what perhaps they would normally would be.
Game shot on the fifth leg.
Alex Roy gets a leg back,
Sixth leg is
closes
Jamie to
the
throw
gap.
first. Team on.
It's a decent leg of darts from him. But Jamie Lewis still in the box seat. Yeah, Jamie Lewis has had an absolute monster of a journey to get here. Came over with Dave Pallett, one of the young lads we'll also be seeing play later in one of the picks of these first round games here against Michael Smith.
48.
Getting a coach from Carmarthen all the way to Stansted Airport and then getting a couple of flights.
That's called dedication.
Oh, I think it is.
And that's what you've got to do. If you're not willing to go the extra mile,
41.
you ain't going to make it.
Or several hundred.
Yeah.
But he knows the rewards are there. Picked up 10 grand in Gibraltar last year when he went all the way to the final. That got him into the World Match Play for the first time. Got into the Players' Championships as well.
100.
Admittedly went out in the first round, but you know, unfortunately with those ones, if you sneak in on the rankings, you're usually playing somebody like Michael van Gerwen in your first match.
140.
Yes, if you, that's the worst thing about it when you're picking up the, you know, the big seeds in the last 16, last 32 of a tournament. Yes, and the match
135.
will be live on Sky Sports. The middle of July. Tickets still available.
96.
You look on
Jamie
the PDC website
167.
for all details. So Jamie Lewis now, 167.
Well, this would be a sickener for Alex Roy. That's not going to happen, but he's looked and set it up.
99. Alex
Well,
Roy 117.
There's a chance here. Alex Roy only needs 1 treble. And he has it. And he levels the match. 3 apiece, Alex Roy. 117 checkout.
Game on.
He said he needed to dig deep and find something. He's done that in the last couple of legs.
100.
You see there, a 13 darter and a 15 darter. 2 best legs of the match.
97.
As we say so often, Dan, you've got to keep it up. You know, the reason you're not a top seed now is because they have these, you know, troughs where they're throwing 21 darts, losing legs in 21, 24 darts. You know, then all of a sudden they go in like Alex has done, 13 and a 15. You're thinking, well, why can't I follow it up again? And that's why they're not the top seeds at the moment.
Well,
93.
well, he may yet. If Alex Roy puts a little run together here of sub-15 dart legs,
137.
this game is there for the taking. And he's certainly continuing it in this leg.
Alex require 164.
Maybe the wheels coming off Jamie Lewis's challenge here.
58.
Well, that's a frustration for Alex Roy, the ace of hearts, as he's known.
Well, it just shows you how a game can turn around. If Jamie can put in a 140 here, Alex misses. Jamie takes
140.
Takes out 114.
Alex require 106.
This leg and the match turns completely around.
58.
Well, he took out 117 in the last leg, Alex Roy. He couldn't do 106 here. Can Jamie Lewis respond in kind after that 117 in the previous leg from Roy? Treble 18 he wants. Not a happy man. Not a happy man, and Alex Roy's going to get 2 darts to go into the lead for the first time since the end of the first leg.
8. Jamie require 58.
I don't think Alex was too happy with those 2 darts. Well, 2 at double top now for Jamie Lewis. Down to the double 10. Alex Roy
48.
nearly praying that he weren't going to hit it. Well, he's got the answer. He's got 3 darts. Only needs 1.
Alex Roy.
So Alex Roy finds that double top. He edges into the lead.
$85.
Well, he looks less happy at the minute, Alex Roy, than
100.
he did watching the football last night.
Yes, I have to say, when Rooney got the equaliser, I thought we were on to a good one. But that man Suarez had to spoil the party.
190.
Yeah, I think the less said about England and the World Cup, the better. Focus on the darts, and Jamie Lewis got a
96.
Dutch production crew suggesting we talk about Holland. That's not going to happen. That's just not going to happen. And look at this. Is this 180 going to happen?
140.
No, it's not. Jamie Lewis, the trebles have dried up in these last 2 or 3 legs for him. He is in real trouble here.
You can see Alex's face over the left shoulder. Look, you can see him snarling at himself. Big deep breaths, but they're all through the nose.
Just missed that treble 14. That's fantastic work from him, though. He has upped his game, and as he's done that in the last 2 or 3 legs, Jamie Lewis has just dropped off. And that kind of typifies it.
24. Alex require 8.
When things aren't going right, they really aren't going right. And Jamie Lewis is staring down the barrel of a defeat here. He's lost the last 4 legs.
Well, certainly Alex is in a confident move now.
101.
Throwing a little bit faster, walking back there. Look at the speed he's walking back now. A little bit more air in the chest. The chest is a little bit more prouder. Look at the shoulders. They're nice and square now. He's a dangerous man when he's looking like that. And look at those runner 4 at the 19 darts. He's pretty basic to their standard, but at 13, 15, 13, that's a good run of darts from Alex Roy.
140.
Yeah, Jamie Lewis may have forgotten what a 140 feels like. Been consistently low on that treble 20.
57.
I think he may be aware that this game is slowly slipping away from him.
85.
Not left himself a finish, Alex Roy, but he is streets ahead of his opponent at the minute.
Well, you think that Jamie Lewis may be lucky to get 9 darts from here, but I can't see him getting many more. Not the way Alex Roy's bouncing about on the stage at the moment.
$43.
Well, Alex Roy looking to make the second round of a European Tour event for the first time this year. He'll be back looking at 116. Already taken out 117 in this match. Well, this is a bit more like it from Jamie Lewis. He's chucked the first time. He's got a 180, and I think he may be of the opinion that the horse has already bolted.
Yes, there was a little bit of anger in that third dart from Lewis.
60.
He's thinking, and I know exactly what he was thinking, why couldn't I have done this 6, 9 darts earlier? Now, this would be one of the biggest shots of his career, I think, and that's not going to happen. So Alex Roy comes back. 2 clear darts at
64.
double top.
Alex Roy, 56.
Well, he's waiting on 100, Jamie. Alex Roy, he's not making this easy for himself. Well, he's only going to get 1 match start. One match start is all he needs.
Alex Roy.
Alex Roy storms back into that one. 3-1 down at one stage. He rattled off